What's going on, y'all? I want to show you the sweeper from Denise Audio. This is one of those plugins that has been like, your favorite hot sauce that you want to just put on everything. That's how the sweeper has been because I've literally wanted to put this on everything. We're going to go over the controls real quickly, but the sweeper is a plug-in that you can either set to high pass or low pass, and it sweeps. You've got attack and release to help move, resonance and bias to help shape the sound, and it can really shape and transform drums, synths, which is the two things that I've been using it on the most recently. And these are those type of plugins that I talk about that it's not a it's not something that's basic like just an EQ or compressor. These are plugins that are outside of the box that you can really use to be creative with, and I've really been into those type of plugins lately, and this one here is one of my favorites. So I've got here a synth loop and a drum loop, which I'll be showing you the sweeper on. But let's first quickly go through just the controls of the sweeper. Just like all of Denise Audio products, very clean and easy to read and see and use GUI here. So let's go over the controls. So we start with the start, which is going to choose a start of filter. Then you got the end that you can set. And this lock here in between will lock them together and you can move them at the same time. Down here you've got your sidechain. So when this is white, it's got an internal sidechain. You click it to where it's orange. Now it's looking for an external sidechain signal, and I'll show you an example of that a little bit later. Low pass, high pass. This is your slope. You can change your slope there. Flip. This is going to flip the direction of the modulation. And down here we've got input signal, output signal. It's self-explanatory. Resonance and bias. The resonance is going to change the resonance peak there. You see it moving at the top. You've got your bias control here as well, which is going to help with the sensitivity of the signal coming in. When we get to messing with this, I'll show you. To me, it feels like things get a little brighter as you go to the right and a little darker as you go to the left. And attack and release. So I wish these would have said fast and slow, but 0%, that's your fast attack, and 100% is at its slowest, and same for the release. Getting into the presets here, that open folder, it's going to pull up your presets, and this one here, the little floppy disk in the right corner, that's going to be for you to save your own presets. All right, let's get into how the sweeper sounds. So we're going to start with the synth, which is the first track, and I'll just mute the drum track for now. And I'm just going to play. Well, first let's bypass it and listen to it. And then I'll bring the sweeper in and we'll start to move some things around. Okay, just a pretty straightforward synth part there. Now let's see what we can do with it with the sweeper. Okay, so there's a quick example of what you can do with this synth. As you can hear, it just completely changes it and just really makes it a more interesting sound. Let's check out the drums now. Okay, cool drum loop, but let's see what we can do by adding the sweeper. So that's what you can do to drums. I want to show you a preset here that I like, and that's the shape your kick, and see what that does to this loop. So something like that I think would be really useful to just pull under the original loop and just kind of blend it in. But that's a preset that I really like on drums there. Just really adds some nice punch and low end to the kick. Now let's look at the sidechain feature here. So I'm going to go back to the synth track, and we're going to turn on the sidechain and select the drums here, and we're going to enable the sidechain here. And now let's hear what we can get with the sidechain. So now what's happening is the drum loop is now feeding the sweeper to react on the synth. And lastly, what I'll do is I'll play it, and I'm gonna flip the side chain here, so you'll hear it with the side chain coming from the drums, and then without. I will start with it coming from the drums. Get a much more interesting sound and just a lot of cool things that you can do with the side chain there. So last, let's get into the price. This plugin is just around $30 US. It's not going to break the bank. Really cool plugin. You can find out more and other plugins from Denise Audio at denise.io. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time.